is going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly. It's time for the United States to return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before. Do you know the United States in 1870 to 1913,
key year,
all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking. In other words, relatively. And they set up the Great Tariff Commission of 1887, and this commission had one function: what to do with all the money that we took in. It was so enormous that they had no idea. It was a blue ribbon committee. It was set up 1887, and what to do with all of the money that we had. And again, Teddy Roosevelt was a beneficiary, because when McKinley was killed, he took over this vast sum of money, and he did all of those national parks and all of the other things. And I'm not knocking him, but he was given a vast amount of money, and that was all made through tariffs. We had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913.
Correct.
As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. Does that make sense, right?
There we have it. President Trump. Listen, I'm sorry, guys, from an economic standpoint, from slashing and what he's done at the border and this first couple, and it's too early. It's too early to make a full assessment, okay? It's been 8-9 days, okay? However, I'm liking the direction that this thing is going. President Trump campaigned on ending taxes for tips, right? That was a libertarian thing. Ron Paul used to say that all the time. Ron Paul was the OG for a lot of this, obviously. However, Ron Paul also said end the Fed. Ron Paul also said end income tax, all of that other good stuff. Because 1913, that was a key year that he brought up. Seems like Trump been listening to some libertarians around him. Who knows? But nonetheless, 1913, the Federal Reserve was created, as well as the income tax. It has not been good. It was supposed to be temporary. But nonetheless, he brings up these years and says, maybe we're going to go back to a tariff system. I want everybody to recognize what some people that have Trump derangement syndrome are about to do. They're about to 1,000% bitch up. 1,000% bitch up. What do I mean by that? If you're arguing for more taxes in the IRS because this dude said it, when unequivocally every American dislikes taxes. It's American as apple pie. The whole Revolutionary War was fought, and one big part of that was for taxation without representation, among other things. But my point is, these people are now about to say, Trump's going to destroy everything because he wants to get rid of income tax. At the same time, they'll say, he's not doing anything to help the average American. It's 100% bitch shit, okay? As objective thinking adults, you can be critical of someone when they get something wrong. When they campaign on one thing and do something else, we get to critique that. Politician or not. When they campaign on something and then follow through with it, you champion it when it's constitutional. The IRS is an unconstitutional agency. It's unconstitutional. Now, I know y'all gonna say, well, the 16th federal income tax, I get you. What he's proposing is saying we should get rid of that, still get our money from all of these other nations that are getting money off of us, and we don't really get anything out of the deal. I read The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump when I was in high school. So it's safe to say that he might know something about doing deals in international situations and running corporations. America's a corporation. But I want you guys to be very, very careful that you're not sliding into bitch land and advocating for the IRS to stay and them taking more out of your income in the form of tax, because you don't understand that income tax was not a thing the whole time in America. Ironically, most of America was built before income tax was a thing. So when people say, oh, that's the price we pay to live in a civilized society, most of the building, the roads, the buildings, literally buildings, were built before income tax was a thing. Okay? So we want to make sure that we're giving credit where credit's due, but at the same time, we got to keep a keen eye. We got to go, I don't know about that, Trump. The verdict is still out with me and Trump as it relates to the Second Amendment. But his first week of progress, and then even uttering this, knowing about the fact of Roosevelt, McKinley, all that other good stuff, it's starting to look like I pegged him. Pause. I pegged him for a dude that kind of was just saying cliche shit. And maybe somebody's writing it, and maybe he's getting a better understanding. But since the Joe Rogan interview, I'm starting to learn a little bit more about maybe this dude is a little bit more well-read than I anticipated on certain things. Again, I want to be very clear. I'm a libertarian. I love the fact that you're slashing government. Javier Milei has shown us the way, has shown the international community the way, including Trump. What I'm saying to you is if he's continuing to go in this direction of liberty, limited government, we should give him the kudos when it's called for, but we also should be careful because I still need to hear that conversation on the Second Amendment from Trump. But I don't know. Y'all might think, Maj, you just a libertarian. You want anarchy. You don't want no government. You don't want da-da-da-da. Whatever you think, comment below. If you're right, I'll tell you. If you're wrong, I'll give you some pushback. But also, the more important thing is making sure that we're taking these tangible things and understanding the civic components. When he brings up 1913, that's American history. We go over some of that type of American history, the foundations of America, and what led into the documents that we're supposed to be governed by as a nation, Constitution, Bill of Rights. That's in our civics class. Go over to solutionaryuniversity.org. Sign up for not only the civics class, but sign up to be a Solutionary 9 member. What you get for that is obviously the civics class, understanding imminent threat, firearms, curriculums for all of those, a link to sell the merch and make commissions. You get access to the Solutionary 9 Telegram group. Thousands of civic-minded solutionaries across the country conversing and helping each other, pushing each other for their health and fitness goals and shooting goals. All of that comes with you being a member over at solutionaryuniversity.org. My name is Maj Toure, the founder of Solutionary University. Hope to see you in a group or in a class. Be safe. Be solutionary.